Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of In-Depth Angling. Today I'm out here on a local Ozark stream fishing with Ned rigs, and today we're going to be reviewing the Zman Finesse TRDs that I got right here, and these are molten crawl colors. We're going to see how many fish we can catch with them out of this hole. I know there's a lot of smallmouth bass in here. There's a few largemouth and spotted as well mixed in. I've got a little shallow water crossing over here, road crossing, and we're going to try to fish these current seams over here, as well as some of these stumps and tree debris that we've got floated downstream from the last flood. So I'm going to take this right here, just cast this thing out. And when you're fishing a Ned rig, you want this thing to make bottom contact. You're going to let that thing fall down to the end, to the bottom here. I'm going to make sure that that line's got a nice bow in it, and I'm going to lift up with the rod and hop that back up towards me, and then let it sit on the bottom for a couple seconds and repeat that, and just kind of let that thing, I'm hopping it across the bottom, and that worm's sticking straight up like this. But you want to make sure you're not on the bottom. So I'm going to make sure I get enough line out, and that line's not super slack like this, but it's not tight either. It's got a little bit of a bow to it, so I can see if that line jumps or starts to move and I got a fish on. And you just feel for it bite. As soon as I moved it right there, I had a hit. And get this bait back out there, let it go down to the bottom again. Wait for that to stop moving. I got slack line, I'm gonna reel up to just a bow, lift up. I got a pressure there, there had another bite. Let that thing fall, back down. Just kind of hop it back towards you. And you have a couple different retrieves. Whenever I've got more active fish, I like to do faster retrieves, so I'm not letting it sit on the bottom as much. I just had to hit the bottom there. I'm going to pop that thing up, let it go right back down the bottom, pop it back up, let it go right back down the bottom, and you can fish that pretty aggressively when those fish are feeding well. When they're not feeding so good and they're being kind of lethargic, or when you have a situation where you got really pressured fish, and let that thing go down the bottom, let it sit there, lifts kind of straight up, and let it go right back down. And it's not as much of a aggressive action to it, it's just kind of letting them know that it's there. I find that's a little bit more of a finesse style, softer presentation that catches those fish that are really lockjawed, and they usually will come over and hit that thing on the fall after you've lifted it up. And I'm letting that thing sit there a little bit longer, so I'm letting it go up and then back down. And I'll let that sit there for a few seconds and then repeat, and I have a bite right there. Gorgeous smallmouth bass right there out of Ozark River. Gonna put him right back in the water here and get back to it. But that's basically how you guys fish a Ned rig. I'm gonna see how many fish I can catch here for you guys to watch in this video. This is a bait that I like to use when these fish are holding tight down to the bottom, or they are more pressured and we got cleaner water. It's when this bait really thrives. And when they won't hit anything else and you got clean water, this is usually what the fish will take. Had another hit right there. It works good in small rivers like this. It works good in bigger reservoirs, clear water lakes, ponds. Just as long as you guys have got some rock around and an area on the bottom where those fish can hold on to, they will eat this thing pretty much year round. You can catch fish with it 12 months out of the year, working slower in the winter, faster in the summer. And I like to use this rig on around 6 to 10 pound test line. In most cases, I'm fishing clear water, so you need that lighter line to not be detected as easily. And it also helps with the presentation of the bait. I will say that if you do use braid, you got to watch out for the rocks that you fish around with it, because it will fray the braid and it'll weaken it. There's another one. It's not very big. Spicy. Hook comes right out. Another little creek smallmouth there. Back in the drink. There are some jig heads that people have made out there that have a like offset hook that comes out, and you fish it and you rig it up more like a Texas rig in a weedless presentation, or you can fish this bait as a tiny child rig, but we'll get into that in another video. That makes it more weedless and helps a lot when you have a current like this. There's one right there. Guy hit it on the fall. And in this creek right here, the average size of these fish are fairly small. I'd say average size in this particular river is about 10 to 12 inches. And Ned rigs work great for that size range. You can catch some bigger fish on it as well, but this really works good if you're just trying to get bites and you're having a hard time catching anything. That's when I usually like to use it. Go right here on the edge of this current seam. I think my line's starting to go to the right. It is, but it's not on there. Oh, yes, he is. All right. Yeah. Found a smaller one. That's the smallest one so far. Get him back in. Every time your bait gets moved like this and it gets spun around or gets all kinds of tangled up, always try to re-straighten it. Like right now, it's been spun around and kinked up a few times after I caught some fish. You want to get that bait to where it's going seam line again and it's on there straight. So if that means you have to pull the whole thing off, just re-rig it on there, go ahead and take the time to do that so it's got the right action. It'll fall straight and it'll help stand up on the bottom a little bit better when you do that. We're fixed and ready to go again. There we go. Fish on. It's a little bit better fish. Smallmouth. Man, he's a fighter. See if I can get him up here. There we go. It's about a 14-inch smallmouth bass right there. Really nice, healthy Ozark smallmouth bass out of this river. Glad to see that fish. Just gorgeous colors on that guy. I'm gonna get him back in the water here. There's one there. Oh, he came off. Didn't feel very big, but he did mess up my worm. So after every fish you get, just check it out. The other thing about this plastic that's different from other soft plastics is how long it lasts. This thing stretches incredibly far and it will not break. So you can use this after fish after fish after fish, like in a situation where I'm here and experiencing today, and it will not come apart on you. So as long as you don't lose them by snagging them, you get to keep your baits a little longer and get longer life out of them. There he is. Got him. Right in the top of the mouth. He hit that one as I was popping it along. If a few of those fish hit this as you're moving it, you know they're hitting it good. That's a beautiful fish right there. Go farther out over here to that deeper pool. This is a great bait for these fish that are in these streams like this that are pre-spawn, staging up. And this is a largemouth or a spot this time. I see he's green. Catches all three species of black bass really well. Occasionally he'll catch some walleye, some catfish, kind of as a bycatch a lot of times. This guy's got some marks on him, but nice little largemouth there out of the river on the Ned rig. I'm gonna get this guy back in the water here, but caught him as well, mixed in with the smallmouth. Letting that thing hop across the bottom there, let it sit for a few seconds, hopping it again. Waiting for some tension to come on the line. There he is right there. Swam towards me. I saw my loop and my slack get bigger. So I didn't feel any tension. I just saw my line moving, so I'd set the hook. And we got about another 10 to 11 inch smallmouth bass there with beautiful colors on it. That Ned rig in his mouth. Got him there. You hit that on the fall. I haven't seen him yet. That's a smallmouth. That's about the size that'll grab the end of that tail. Even if it's a 3-inch bait like this, they'll still grab the end of that tail and move it. So helping them let it eat a little bit more helps, but I also don't want them to swallow it so far because they'll just keep eating the thing. We're gonna get him right back in the water here. See you, buddy. There we go. That's a better smallmouth right there. All right, it's pulling some drag. Gonna need the net for this one, I think. Wow. They are great fighters. And as you can see here, you can get some decent fish on it. It's not just the little ones. But I'm gonna get him back because he is full of energy and wanting to go. Pull and drag. Oh man, this is a lot of fun. Stay out of the rocks, buddy. Yes. That's just a blast on the light line and ultralight gear. Can't complain with those results. Get them back. All gorgeous. So all in all, guys, the Ned rig is an awesome tool that you guys need to have in your tackle box year round. You can catch fish with this whether you're in a Clearwater Lake, Clearwater Reservoir, or crystal clear stream like I got here behind me in the Ozarks of Missouri. You guys can use this bait year round to catch fish, whether the fish are on bed spawning, or they're in post-spawn phase in a weird funk, pre-spawn where they're really pressured, or in the winter time when they're just really lethargic laying close to the bottom. This bait catches them year round. Just only downfall it's really got is that it gets hung up a little bit around some of that structure like I mentioned before, and you got to re-rig the worm. But as far as Z-Man goes, the best Ned rig that is out there on the market, in my opinion. It's the most durable and it also floats, so it's got better action to it, to the whole rig. If you guys want to pick some up, I'll have it linked down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching this. Have a great day. Explore deeper. There's more out there, and we'll catch you on the next one.